G.K. Chesterton is considered by many to be one of the greatest modern philosophers and one of the greatest Catholic thinkers of all time. He is famous for being a great modern philosopher, writing modern Christian apologies, and for his excellent mustache. Gilbert Keith, or G.K. Chesterton, was born on May 29, 1874 in London to middle-class parents. As a young adult, he found himself getting involved in superstition and diabolism, using Ouija boards to predict his future. In 1922, G.K. Chesterton converted from his native High Church Anglicanism to Roman Catholicism. Much of Chesterton's modern fame comes from his Catholic apologies, essays, and mystery novels. His two most famous works of philosophy, which I'll explain later, are a collection of essays titled Heretics and a follow-up book titled Orthodoxy. Known for using logic, everyday common sense, and humor, Chesterton defended Catholic faith and doctrine against some of the most brilliant minds of his time. Chesterton foresaw the modernization of thought and the secularization of society, and made himself a household name by upholding Catholicism and timeless morality in a rapidly changing world. So what exactly was G.K. Chesterton's philosophy? G.K. Chesterton spent a whole lot of time tearing down accepted modern philosophies. He published a collection of essays titled Heretics, in which he proceeded to shoot down nihilism, skepticism, and nonconformism. To say he shot down nonconformism, though, is not to say that he wanted everyone to be mindlessly united under one doctrine, and was against using free will to find the truth. Rather, he was fighting the people who proudly called themselves heretics, the ones whose philosophy was defined as being against established philosophy. Chesterton claims that anyone who proudly calls himself a heretic is a shallow hypocrite who wants nothing more than to cause a commotion. Chesterton believed that the mind was built to seek truth, and thus, this is where his displeasure with nihilism comes from. Chesterton was confident that man had a purpose and a duty to find truth in life, and was not at all pleased with the idea that human existence is meaningless and there is no point to living. At this point, you are very well thinking that G.K. Chesterton is just a cranky old man who yells at moderns for being wrong and is unable to defend his very own philosophy. Someone obviously pointed this out to him, and in response, Chesterton wrote arguably his most famous work, a modern Christian apology titled Orthodoxy. In Orthodoxy, Chesterton defends the existence of a clear path to truth during a time when objective truth was out, and nonconformity for its own sake was on the rise. In response to the claim that orthodoxy as we know it is bland, unexciting, and safe, Chesterton says, "There never has been anything so perilous or so exciting as orthodoxy." In his book, Chesterton recalls his journey from his native Anglicanism to paganism to agnosticism, and then back to Anglicanism, and then as he became Anglican, his development as he found his own truth, which he later discovered to be Orthodox Catholicism. This work is said to have greatly helped C.S. Lewis and many other moderns drop atheism and convert to Catholicism. And of course, how could someone with a mustache like that ever be wrong?